And we're back. I'm out here with Dave Hatt, the man, the myth, the legend from Hatt's Games. Dave, how you doing, sir?
Doing great. How about yourself?
Pretty good, pretty good. So we're out here at RinCon.
Mm-hmm.
How's things going for you out here?
Oh, things are going great. I mean, this is a really good convention. I was worried about it like a few years back. We had a big crowd and all that, but it was a lot of hype. But now we've got a lot of, honest to God, we've got demos, local game stores, lots of networking going on.
Right.
This is a much more healthy convention.
Very cool, very cool. Grow the local thing and just keep moving.
Exactly, and if you're thinking about it here, we've already pushed like 250, 300 people just through this room alone.
Sure.
And these are demos, and they're promoting people to come to not just local game stores, but we have the Pathfinder Society, which covers all Southern Arizona. We've got all the Vanguard Society stuff. We've got everything going on where not just the stores, but the groups are gathering a whole bunch of new gamers.
Very
and they're
cool.
sharing, which is the best part.
Awesome. Yeah, they're not just trying to dig into their own little thing. Let's just get people playing and get people interested.
Exactly.
Very cool, very cool. Now you've been obviously around Tucson for a long time, gaming wise. What's your feel on the pulse of Tucson gaming right now?
Oh, that actually depends on what kind of gaming you're into.
Okay.
Card gaming's got like another renaissance coming on. Not only Wizards of the Coast really hit another big swing with Magic.
Right, of course.
But role-playing is completely changing over the next couple months. So everybody's waiting in anticipation.
Okay.
The reason why I say that is D&D Next is, the beta test is done now. They're getting on to the next stage of things. We now have the new Pathfinder supplements for different kinds of adventures, and they're already talking about going to a new continent with whole new content.
Okay.
So the role-playing front alone, we have new Savage Worlds, we've got new indie games coming up out of nowhere, and at least locally in Tucson, a lot of those are created by people in the Phoenix, Tucson area that are played locally.
Nice.
So you get to get the thumb to the pulse, as it were, right before it comes out. So it's really nice.
Very cool, very cool. Well, obviously, Dave, always good to talk to you. Guys, if you're in Tucson, make sure you hit Hatt's Games. I'm not kidding. Great place to be. Dave, as always.
Not a problem.
Sir, we'll be back. All right, guys, back down here at RinCon. I am with Michael from Gamelin Games. Michael, nice to meet you, sir.
Hi, Eric.
Hey, all right, well, you know what? Walked by, saw your stuff, looks cool. Give me a little info on what we're doing here.
Sure, absolutely. So I started Gamelin Games about a year ago.
Awesome.
My wife and I run the business. She does a lot of the editing, even some of the design work for the figures here, the fantasy gaming figures, which is a pretty sweet little product line that my wife and I came up with, and she did all the silhouette designs.
Okay.
Funded that on Kickstarter. It was a big hit. That's in production right now. It'll be out this holiday season.
Sure.
I started with Dungeon Heroes as my first publication. Dungeon Heroes is actually my second published design.
Very cool.
And so yeah, I began the company with Dungeon Heroes. That came out this July and is doing really well. So
awesome. Awesome. So dabbling in a little bit of everything. You've got, game design, publishing, and you said you're from Mesa, correct?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
So local. We're going to call any bit of Arizona local here. You're at RinCon, so that's very cool. How long have you been designing games on your own?
Off and on my whole life, really. I mean, this even goes back to as far as being a child with Hero Quest, for instance. I was a real young kid, and my parents and my family members would play the game, and I had no idea how to play it.
Sure.
But when they would leave and I'd sneak the box out of the cupboard, it was like a toolkit for a young designer's mind, where there's just so many components and so many neat things that I'd start making up my own logical sense of what was going on. In terms of actually trying to pursue it professionally, began about 3 years ago. I've got several designs that are kind of sitting on the shelf gathering dust, and I've got all these grand ideas, but it's about the execution, and sometimes you hit hurdles, and ones that sneak through are the ones that I've been able to actually publish and bring out to the market. So fairly new to this business.
Awesome, awesome. Well, you got some really cool stuff here. Now, you said you have another game that's coming out soon?
Yes, Fantasy Frontier. So that'll be my third published game. It's on
Very
Kickstarter
cool.
right now. It actually reached its funding goal and is hitting some stretch goals at this point.
Cool.
It ends coming up Monday night, so it's going to end super quick.
Right.
But it's got a great support from the backers. They've been really sharing the word about the game a lot. It's an airship Euro game where players control a crew of airship pioneers, and they get to fly around the airships that are around the board. It's pattern recognition with tile placement and worker placement. So.
Okay. Definitely some Euro elements in there.
Exactly, but it's, it's kind of a nice Euro hybrid because there's also a little bit more player interaction than most Euros, have. Where
sure.
Players actually have an optional combat where you can even fly your airships next to each other and engage in some aerial combat that kind of affects the other players, and it's nice. So
very cool. Some flying broadsides, if you will. Awesome. Well, Michael, wonderful to talk to you, sir.
Thanks,
Obviously,
Eric.
all the best of luck in what's going on. Guys, it's Gamelin Games up in Mesa, Arizona. We're here in Tucson. It's RinCon. We'll be back. All right, guys, we are back. I am talking with Mr. Ian Stedman, young man that lives up in Phoenix, Arizona, so still obviously close by. Met him once or twice. Well, you know what? He just happens to be a game designer. Ian, good to see you again, sir.
Likewise.
All right. So what is up in your life right now? What's going on?
Well, we just had a successful Kickstarter for my deck building game Magnum Opus.
Very cool.
With Clever Mojo Games and Game Salute. We hit over 300% on that one. So
very
that
cool.
One's gonna be, it's in production right now. Gonna hit the shelves hopefully in March if all goes well. Fingers crossed.
Sure.
We hit the goal for having all the art redone, so that might actually take a little bit longer, but the end product will benefit from it.
I was going to say, you get a better game because it takes a little bit longer.
Yeah.
I think they'll wait.
Yeah, but it turned out very well. Very happy about it.
Very cool.
I've got another game in late stage testing right now that I'm going to try and send right back to them. And I'm working with a couple other publishers right now too to see what they're interested in, what I have to offer. So,
I was going to say, I saw a few in the back there. You know?
Yeah, Crash Games, Gamelin Games. They're both of them are friends of mine, and they've expressed some curiosity in what I've been working on. So nothing official yet.
Understood. Very cool. I happened to grab. I grabbed a business card or two myself. Let me tell you.
They're both great guys. They put out good stuff, so they know what they're doing.
Good deal. Good deal. All right. So you've done a couple with Kickstarter. You've got you worked with Game Salute.
Yep.
How long have you been doing this? For the audience that doesn't know, how long have you been designing games?
I have been designing games since I was a wee lad.
Oh dear God, man.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I've been designing games since I was a little kid.
Okay.
And I started to take it more seriously in about 2007, 2008. My wife had actually told me, she's like, I wanted to do more stuff with the kids because her kids are starting to enter the tween stage. And
Sure.
They're like too cool for school. So I was like,
Aren't
okay,
they
you know
all?
what? I found something they like to do. They like video games. So
Sure.
I threw some things together. I took some of the old resources I had from when I was a kid and just screwing around with different games. And I made them a Super Mario Brothers board game.
No way.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
And it's been sitting in my closet. I couldn't get a license from the time. It was just for them,
Right.
So I gave it to her for her birthday one year, and some friends of mine saw it, and they're like, you did this? I was like, yeah, I just printed some things on my printer, cut it out paper, and glued it on an old Monopoly board, right? How hard is that? And they're like, no, you don't understand. This is really cool. I like this. I would buy this in a store. I said, okay, well, I can't get the license, Nintendo, this is something I can't do. But said, hey, one of my friends was a tournament organizer for Cascade Games.
Right, absolutely.
And he said, hey, my owner, my manager, the owner of the company, used to do some consulting for big companies. I want to get you in touch with him. So he answered some emails. He mentored me a little bit, and he sent me an email one day. He said, you need to look at this site. And it was the Game Crafter. They had just opened and launched in beta.
Sure.
I was one of their very first users, and I started ordering cards and parts and boards from them as soon as they started doing it. And it's just kind of rocketed out from there because I didn't really have an outlet for my creativity. And then once I did, I was able to get things made rapidly and put them on tables and have people look at them and test them and give me feedback. And it started to become real. And not just something that, I was making games for myself for fun. I was now finally making games for other people. And something that other people would see and have to experience, and I would have to design differently for an audience that I wouldn't be sitting in front of all the time.
Sure,
So,
right.
I
know how that goes.
I started doing my studying and research and getting in touch with people and networking and reading books, and I'm having a blast. I'm loving it.
Awesome. And going to continue, obviously.
Yeah,
no reason
end
not
in
to.
sight. I've got my day job still, and
Sure.
can't do it full time yet. But hopefully, with the first success of Magnum Opus, hopefully more will be to come.
Absolutely. Now, you've got Magnum Opus coming out.
Yep.
It's here at RinCon. I saw one of the demos. Didn't get a chance to play it yet, but I did see it. What do you think about RinCon in general? I mean, we're here. It's Tucson. We're, Arizona, small con. What are your thoughts?
It's great. I love it. I grew up here in Tucson. I've only lived in Phoenix for the past 7 or 8 years.
Okay.
So this is my neck of the woods, and a lot of the folks here are actually from Phoenix too. So we all caravan down here, and we know each other, and it's great. The hotel's a great venue. They're very good to us. There's enough room for us. It's not too big and not too small. I feel like I'm getting a lot done.
Sure.
Like, I go to Gen Con, I get a lot done. I'm exhausted.
Right.
here, I'm still getting a lot done. I'm still seeing the people I need to talk to. Dave McKenzie from Game Salute is here. He's an awesome guy.
Right.
He's the game shepherd for them. He's my point of contact with them. And, you know, we got Crash Games and Gamelin. And, you know, we had a great panel with, you know, James Ernest is here. And he was given a panel on game design. And awesome guy to talk to. A lot of fun. Just the people that came out for this small convention is just outstanding. You see other small conventions, they're like, you know, 100 people in a little ballroom and that's it, you know?
Right.
Which is fun. You know,
Sure.
I like to sit and play board games all weekend long as much as the next guy. But,
Right.
you know, there's a lot going on here.
Awesome. Yeah, so you've got the fan side, you've got demos, and you've got the industry side still
Yeah.
here, even though it's a smaller size.
Yep.
Awesome. That's how we do it in Tucson, folks.
Perfect
All
size.
the way. All right, man. Well, hey, we're going to go. Awesome to talk to you.
Likewise,
guys.
man.
Ian Stedman, you're going to hear, if you don't know this name already, you will. Look for Magnum Opus soon. Peace. All right, guys, we're looking at here is a game called Artemis. Let's take a look at the screen. This is a multiplayer spaceship game. No, this is not EVE Online. This is, they are all on different roles in one ship. So this is basically the bridge. You are playing the bridge of the Enterprise. Fully interactive. Very, very cool stuff. You've got weapons officers. You've got the captain. You've got the helm in every other position you could imagine, and they all have to work together to make this happen. That is cool stuff.